1994. Uintah Basin, Utah. Terry Sherman stands in his pasture at dusk, staring at his cattle. 14 head, mutilated, surgically precise, no blood on the ground. He's a rancher, 4th generation. He knows predators, knows disease, knows what coyotes do, what bears do, what drought and lightning and bad luck do. This isn't any of those. His family has been on this property for 18 months. In that time, cattle mutilated repeatedly, objects vanishing and reappearing, lights in the sky, something massive watching from the tree line that moves wrong. The Ute tribe warned them, don't buy that land, don't go there, that's the path of the Skinwalker. Sherman didn't listen. He's a practical man. Not anymore. The reports. The Uintah Basin. 4,500 square miles of high desert plateau in northeastern Utah. Sagebrush, red rock, isolated ranches separated by empty miles. The Ute people have lived here for centuries. They understand the land, its animals, its weather, its dangers. They also recognize what doesn't belong. The Navajo call it naaldlooshii. With it, he goes on all fours. The Ute have their own terms, different words, same concept. Person who crossed a line, who learned things humans shouldn't know, who can wear the skin of animals and become them. Not metaphorically, literally. The descriptions stay consistent across reservations separated by hundreds of miles. Appears as an animal but moves wrong. Eyes that reflect light like a predator's but with human awareness behind them. Can mimic voices, whistles to lure people into the dark. Leaves tracks that change mid-stride from human to animal. Brings sickness, brings death. Native communities don't speak its name after dark. Don't make eye contact with animals that watch too long. Don't follow voices in the wilderness. Not superstition. Survival. The tradition. The Skinwalker exists in most indigenous cultures of the Southwest. Navajo, the Ute tribe, Hopi, Apache, different names, different origin stories. But the pattern is consistent. These aren't monsters. They're human. Or were. Medicine people who broke taboos, who practiced dark ceremonies, who chose power over balance. The transformation isn't supernatural in the religious sense. It's transgression made manifest, knowledge misused. The specifics of how one becomes a Skinwalker remain closely guarded. Different communities tell different stories. What they agree on, it requires profound violation, breaking the most sacred laws, choosing personal power over collective harmony. They wear the pelts of coyotes, wolves, bears, crows. The skin grants transformation, or the transformation was always there, and the skin is just symbol. Nobody explains it the same way twice. What remains constant? These are not creatures to be hunted or studied or proven. They're corrupted humans to be avoided. You don't seek them out. You don't speak of them casually. You don't invite their attention, unless you're an outsider who doesn't know better. The Ranch, 1994. The Sherman family purchases 512 acres in the Uintah Basin. Good grazing land, quiet, affordable. The previous owners left abruptly, wouldn't discuss why. Within months, the strangeness begins. Cattle found dead with organs removed. No signs of struggle, no blood. Veterinarians can't explain the precision, almost surgical. Large wolves appear on the property. Too large, too bold. They approach the house. Terry Sherman shoots one at close range. Multiple shots, direct hits. It doesn't react, just walks away. He finds the spent shells. No blood, no body, no tracks beyond where it stood. Objects disappear from locked buildings. A welder, tools. They reappear weeks later in impossible locations. In trees, buried, places no one would put them. The family sees lights, not distant, close, moving with intelligence, responding to their movements, and something watches from the tree line. Massive, upright, there at dusk, gone when they approach. Terry Sherman is not a man prone to fantasy. He's practical, skeptical. He tried every rational explanation. Then he stopped sleeping. The investigation, June 1996. The Deseret News breaks the story. Strange occurrences at a Utah ranch. Cattle mutilations. Unexplained phenomena. Witnesses who seem credible, reluctant even to discuss what they've seen. Las Vegas businessman Robert Bigelow reads the coverage. Bigelow made his fortune in real estate and hotels. His obsession is UAPs and unexplained phenomena. He purchases the property for $200,000. Begins the most extensive study of paranormal claims ever attempted on American soil. He brings scientists, physicists like Dr. Eric Davis, veterinarians, former military intelligence officers. They install surveillance cameras, radiation detectors, motion sensors, night vision equipment. The National Institute for Discovery Science, NIDS, operates on the ranch from 1996 to 2004. PhD scientists conducting methodical observation. They document hundreds of incidents, electromagnetic anomalies, cattle mutilations, orbs of light, large predators that vanish, poltergeist activity in the ranch house, and something else. The researchers feel watched, constantly, oppressively, even when alone. Several investigators report seeing wolves or coyotes that observe them with disturbing focus. Animals that should flee but don't, that track them, that seem aware in ways animals aren't. One investigator observes a wolf through binoculars. He watches it for minutes, stares back, unflinching. When he lowers the binoculars, it's gone. Completely. No tracks, no sound, just gone. The patterns. What makes the ranch significant isn't any single incident. It's the clustering, the variety, the witnesses. These aren't anonymous internet stories. They're documented reports from credentialed observers, scientists who came skeptical and left uncertain. But the ranch isn't unique. The Uintah Basin has similar reports across multiple properties. Reports going back decades. 1970s. A family near Fort Duchesne reports a figure outside their window, tall, wearing a coyote pelt, standing upright. It screams, a sound between animal and human. When they turn on the lights, it's gone. 1980s. Ute tribal police respond to multiple reports of animals acting abnormally. Dogs refusing to track certain areas. Livestock panicking without apparent cause. Large canines seen walking on hind legs. The tribal police take it seriously. They know what they're dealing with. They don't file detailed reports. Don't investigate too thoroughly. Some things you don't chase. 1990s. Before the Shermans, before Bigelow, the region already had a reputation. Locals avoided certain canyons, certain ridges, not officially, just understanding. You don't go there after dark. You don't camp there. You don't ask why. The problem of proof. The scientific teams on the ranch documented phenomena. But documentation isn't proof. Electromagnetic readings anomalies could be geological. Equipment malfunction. Misinterpretation. Cattle mutilations happen worldwide. Predators. Scavengers. Decomposition can create precise-looking wounds. Lights in the sky could be aircraft. Atmospheric phenomena. Misidentified stars. Large predators that vanish could be ordinary animals exhibiting ordinary behavior, amplified by fear and darkness. Every single incident has a conventional explanation, but all of them, in one location, across 3 decades, witnessed by ranchers, scientists, law enforcement, tribal members who know the difference between strange and explainable, the pattern becomes harder to dismiss than any individual event. The indigenous perspective. To indigenous communities, the debate over proof misses the point entirely. Skinwalkers aren't cryptids to be discovered. They're not a species to be cataloged. They're humans who violated sacred laws. The evidence isn't physical. It's spiritual, social, experiential. You know them by what they do, by the sickness they bring, by the wrongness you feel. Asking for proof is asking the wrong question. It's like asking someone to prove their grandmother existed without a photograph. The relationship, the experience, the knowledge, that's the evidence. When tribal elders say certain places are dangerous, they're not speaking metaphorically. They mean People have died there. People have disappeared. People have encountered things that changed them. What remains? In 2016, the ranch changed hands again. A Utah real estate mogul purchased it through a shell company, kept the ownership private. The investigations continue. Then came the television show, the podcasters, the paranormal investigators with their EMF readers and night vision cameras. The mystery hasn't diminished. The Ute people don't participate. They know better. You don't seek these things out. You don't invite them into your life for content. The desert holds what it holds. And at night, in certain places, something still watches from the darkness. Ranchers still lose cattle in ways they can't explain. Drivers still see animals on the roadside that move unnaturally. Hikers still report voices in the wilderness that sound like people they recognize. The question isn't whether skinwalkers are real. The question is, what are people experiencing? We have centuries of consistent testimony. We have indigenous knowledge systems that take it seriously. We have modern witnesses, educated, skeptical, trained, who encountered something that defied their understanding. What we don't have is proof that satisfies the scientific method. Skinwalkers exist in the space between what communities know and what laboratories can verify. The desert keeps its secrets. The Utes still warn outsiders about certain lands. And something still walks where it shouldn't. The story doesn't end here. For more mysteries, join us and subscribe to Beyond the Myth.